First, watch this live now, but if you haven't watched, if you have time, watch the series from yesterday. It was really a nail-biter, especially the third game. So, but yeah, PSG.LGD, again, like I have a same kind of feeling what happened yesterday when they picked Enchantress plus Shadow Demon. I didn't think it was going to work out with these two supports, but this time around it's Skyrat plus Silencer. Like these two supports, they don't play well from behind. If they lose the lanes, I'm a little worried like how much they're going to be able to do in these like mid-game fights, because these two supports also don't push the wave, so that's another issue. Like Mars is also not the hero that can easily push the wave, so it needs to be Pango. And a bit of a surprise there, last pick Wraith King, a hero that we haven't seen, but definitely glad to see it.
Yeah, not a hero we see too much because Erica, aka Poyoyo, doesn't play in the Division 1 at the moment, and I feel like he was the one who spammed this hero. And probably still would if he was in Div 1, but it's now Shiro on the Wraith King, and we'll see how this goes for both these teams. XXS and Bobica in a classic Centaur Rubik lane. I mean, this is something we used to see spammed all the time.
Yeah, it's a classic lane. It's a classic killer lane as well. I want to see what the itemization from XXS is going to be. I'm a big fan of Pipe here to mitigate most of their damage. Like, might even get a boat. I see he's going for Vanguard first just to tank up. Like, sure, if you want to survive against the Wraith King, that's also cool. But I think eventually, if you get a Pipe, if you get a Greaves on one of your supports like Morana, there's going to be damage issues on PSG.LGD, especially from these two supports.
Right, so we'll see how the lanes kind of go and if they can quickly get into the Vanguard for the Centaur. See if he goes into the Greaves Pipe combo. Is that utility offlaner that we see so often throughout this patch. And I was looking over at Shiro. He's going to the early Helm of the Iron Will. Always feels like a very strong item to get early on. 6 armor, 5 health regen is pretty nice, honestly.
Yeah, this is what Zhang Yu is also trying to go for. The offlane Marcy, he turns it later on into Armlet. But looking at the mid lane, this is the lane that I'm mostly looking at. It was the same matchup yesterday, XWY playing against Nothing to Say. This time around, much better start for Nothing to Say, because this matchup can sometimes be a little rough for Pango, where your Ember Spirit, he puts a point in the Searing Chains, the root mechanic destroys the Pangolier. You can still get the shield crash off, but you can't move, and same goes for the Swashbuckle. Like, you can't even use it.
I'm wondering about the 6-minute mark with these supports for the side of LGD. For Aster, I feel both of them come through towards mid. It's just a question of if they can pull it off and get a kill there when they go for the 6-minute rune. But for LGD, like, Skywrath, Silencer aren't exactly supports that you think are going to move, as pick you up towards top is going to fall, and he'll die to this off lane of LGD.
It's a lot of harassment from this top lane. You have Skywrath Mage. Ursa definitely does not like to play into this hero. Slow, constant spam before he gets any kind of extra regen. We see PQ TPing top, bringing some healing salve, some tangles as well, and battle for runes. And this is what we talked about, this power of Searing Chains against Pango.
So Nothing to Say will get one, and XWY, the artist formerly known as E, will also pick up one. But this is the classic combo, telekinesis into the hoof stomp, double edge. XXS is going to get a kill here. And it really, when this lane was getting spammed, it's just that easy to get a kill.
Yeah, things can get really rough for this bottom lane from PSG.LGD real quickly, because if they're off to a good start, if XXS gets to his Ring of Health, which he has enough money to buy, like this lane, they don't have the kill threat on a Centaur, and once it hits that level 3, 2 points in Double Edge, 2 points in Fade Bolt, Silencer will need to be careful how he's gonna like approach. If he's out of position, he's definitely dead, because Wraith King can't really save you. And he TP'd mid, refilled the bottle for Nothing to Say. Nothing to Say this time around. Much better. Like, he definitely practiced this. Like, he played this matchup a lot because both of the heroes are very popular. Yeah. But yesterday I saw him struggling a bit more compared to this game, and now he's dominating.
Almost get a kill there onto the Brana in the top lane. They'll bring Silencer back over bottom, but I'm kind of wondering when Shiro gets his Helm of the Iron Will, maybe we'll see why Smile kind of give Shiro an attempt at getting some solo experience in this lane. But for right now, He's back over, and he just needs to be very careful about how he positions himself. Looking over at Zhang Yu, but nothing doing. This Marcy, we've seen a couple times in a few different positions, but you've been liking and preferring it in the offlane, right?
Yeah, it just seems the role for the hero right now, because as a support, just doesn't work out. Like, the hero is very level and item dependent. Like, you need that BKB, you need to be able to protect yourself. This time around, I think it's a much better game for Marcy, because you do have Silencer to back you up if you go pre-BKB, so you don't have to necessarily be too worried about it.
Silencer again.
Yeah, we talked about this. This is a type of a game where you kind of wished you had a different hero other than the Silencer, because you haven't really done much in the laning stage. You gave Centaur a complete free farm. Ruby can also rotate. You're just going to be a food for another 30-40 minutes, pretty much.
It does feel as though the Silencer is going to be very focused on just using Global Silence and surviving.
Yeah, it's not one of those games where you're going to have like 20 intelligence stolen 15 minutes into the game. He's probably not going to even have a Glaze of Wisdom at all.
Yeah, you know, that's very much of a contrast to the Enchantress we saw yesterday from Y, because he usually plays these hard fives, these 5/position 6, as some people call them. And seeing him on the Enchantress was very fun, but this is just feeling like a game where he wants 6, he wants to use the Global Silence, and that's going to be mostly it from him. At least that's what it's feeling like with the heroes in this game on Aster that can just kill him in a heartbeat. So he'll definitely have to be watching his positioning, and XWY will TP back over mid.
Oh, looking at the mid lane, not going to stay 32-7 against Ember 23-4. XWY. Yesterday, much better performance.
Silencer's here. XWY. Sleight of Fist, but Bobica is going to be able to help him out. Arcane Curse doing the damage, and, you know, maybe I lied about Y, because he gets a kill there on XWY, but he will still die to pick you, so.
Now, this is the issue. Because Ember Spirit got dominated in the lane. Nothing to say hits level 6. It's not about him getting the level 6. He didn't even use the Rolling Thunder, but it's about Ember not having a Remnant to play with. Let's see the rune.
Bottom.
It's going to be bottom. Arcane. Bobica will pick it up.
And he's going to hold on to this. And XWY, by the way, he doesn't have a TP, so he's walking all the way back to mid. This is going to give Nothing to Say a massive advantage in the mid lane and make it really difficult for this Ember. Which means the rotations aren't exactly going to be that great here for the side of Aster. They were expecting maybe an Ember to do something, but instead, top lane now getting dominated a little bit.
No arrow on
able to get a kill on
PQ.
Monet.
He was not able to help him out, maybe with the arrow, but still, Marcy's way too tanky.
Boy.
Oh,
yeah.
This is the type of a start that they needed in terms of the laning stage. This Skywrath Mage plus Marcy. We didn't talk about the combo from Skywrath Mage. Usually you have like some kind of an instant stun first. Rolling Thunder's still level 5.
And he's silenced thanks to the last word. They might be able to get a kill on Shiro while this is going on over bottom. They're trying to get under the tower. Sleight of Fist, down level 6. Remnant away. Shiro's still going to survive. They'll bring over Piku. Drop down a Starstorm, but that doesn't really do much of anything. And Bobica, does he have a Fade Bolt?
Ooh.
No. Ooh, Stampede, and now the Telekinesis. But the stun from Shiro, it's not looking like it's going to matter if Bobica can just get his hands and right-clicks on him. And that's exactly what he does. He takes away Shiro's life while he doesn't have a backup life.
Bobica cutting down the tree just so that he has a glimpse of vision there to be able to kill him. And off to his mana boots. XXS on top of the network. This bottom lane has gone pretty much as they would expect it to go. Centaur hitting that early level 6. Puts 2 points in Retaliate. I've seen more Centaur players put points in Retaliate just to be able to pressure the tower slightly faster. Not max it out, but 1 or 2 points, I think that's fine.
You do end up getting to the bottom tier 1, which makes Shiro's life a little bit more difficult. Top lane, Nothing to Say makes a rotation. They'll get a kill on a Piku once again, and well, Planet, he's been doing well on this Skywrath Mage. He's 2-0-2, and you know, not a hero we see all too often in the DPC, but right now, doing quite well.
Yeah, doing good. He can play with Marcy. Like Marcy's rebound, once it's maxed out, it's 2.1 seconds stun, and Scarlet Mage ulti is 2.2 seconds, so you can get a combo off. It's not like the most reliable combo. It's not your Axe or Legion Commander type of a hero that locks them down perfectly for it, but still you're gonna be able to. Like one Raid King stun can also set things up. I don't think he's gonna be playing with Raid King, but in the mid-game fights, like the stun will definitely help out.
And we'll see how much of that damage is going to end up being able to be used here. As XXS, the idea at the beginning was that he was going to get a pipe or something like that, but for right now, it is not that utility build that he's got queued up.
Interesting build. BKB, like, if we talk about the Centaur, what the items you want to buy, because you have like these rings, you can disassemble Vanguard, get the Lotus Orb to be able to counter-initiate. I think Lotus Orb is a really good pickup here. It seems like he wants to have a BKB, not care about the... It's very self-centric oriented, I would say. Like this BKB, I don't remember seeing it, but we haven't seen too much of a Centaur anyway. It's mostly from the games that we've seen are these auras. PSG.LGD, they drop down the sentry, place down the obs, and now they smoke. Nothing to say. Even finished the full Orb of Corrosion just to have that a little bit more extra early damage.
Silence. They've got the seal. They'll have the Unleash. They should have the damage to get a kill here on XXS, taking out the top of the net worth player in the game, and that will push Yang Yu towards the top of the net worth himself. So 2 levels in that Ancient Seal. That's a 4-second silence this early on in the game, which can be difficult to deal with.
And he just hit level 6, so now he does have that Mystic Flare available. And also one thing to notice is Pango with the maxed sidekick. It's like free Satanic for the hero. It's pretty nuts. Like you drop down low, one swashbuckle back to full HP, so there's going to be a lot of value, not just for Pango, but also for Raid King in this game, to have that extra damage and the lifesteal.
While that's all going on, Y is just farming up over mid, trying to get himself to that level 6. And the Tome is actually going to be bought here by the Skywrath Mage, so knowing that Y is getting to 6 soon, I think that they don't need to give him the Tome. They're going to bolster up the levels here on Planet, and I think that, you know, getting Skywrath a couple more levels, the damage output he's able to do with that
yeah,
is
it's mostly nice for Ancient Seal. They want to ruin this Ember Spirit. They want to ruin Ursa. Both of these heroes, they don't deal well with the silences, especially Ursa, because like he's trying to farm his Battle Fury, now sitting in the middle of the pack. Monet needs some time to recover. His second item should be a BKB to be able to dispel all of these things. And the same goes for Ember. Like he was off to a really bad start, so he needs to recover. And in terms of recovery, like, he's not going to get that much farm. He has a BKB queued up, which I think is a correct item build here. You are playing into, like, a lot of silences, a lot of stuns, so if you don't do it, like, you're just going to get destroyed by Skywrath Mage. Planet puts even a third point in Ancient Seal.
Yeah, he used that Tome to get that 3rd point, and what you're talking about, really, with these BKB timings, feels like it puts Aster in this weird spot where they kind of just have to avoid everything that LGD is going to be throwing their way, which is tough, especially with Monet wanting to farm into that Battle Fury. But Moonlight Shadow's used, smoke ends up being broken. Bobica able to spot this out. They throw down a sentry. They won't see him in time, and instead, they'll have Bobica steal that Arcane Curse.
It's a good spell to steal. This time around, there aren't really many good spells to steal in this game. Like, you're mostly looking for Arcane Curse, maybe Ancient Seal. Like, spells from Pangolier are not that valuable, so there aren't really many. Like, in terms of ultis, sure, you want to have Global Silence, you want to have Rolling Thunder, but nothing to say has been, you know, pretty impressive on the Pangolier so far, so I don't think he's going to be getting him that Rolling Thunder. Immediate Shield Crash after that. Planet in trouble, but there is also Global available.
That Arcane Curse is going to hurt Planet the most, truthfully, from the Rubik. I wouldn't mind seeing Rubik if he's able to grab that Wraithfire Blast as well. Right now, it's only level 1. And I wonder how long Shiro's going to keep it that way at just level 1 if he doesn't want to have it stolen and be thrown back at him with a 2-second stun.
Yeah, you max it out. You don't care about the spell steal from Rubik. It's not Lina with the LSA or when we've seen like Shaker, so you don't want to give him his abilities, especially like the Fisher and the Enchant Totem, so bit of a different thinking. You know, Dota players are very good at adapting. The game kind of slowed down. Aster farming up the jungle, trying to get the items up. They don't still feel fight ready at the moment.
Yeah.
Maybe there's gonna be like a smoke or another Moonlight Shadow try to get a pick off, but other than that, like they're really not in a rush to take these fights.
Yeah, they really want these BKBs, and they do have a Blink Dagger on XXS, so maybe, like you said, they'll find a smoke, and if they can go and they can get a pick off on maybe a couple of supports, that would be great. But it's, I agree with what you were saying. Like they need these BKBs. So
yeah. On the other side, PSG.LGD, they will definitely want to take a fight because you have global silence. You want to use that. The Fusible Blade just finished off on Pangolier, and of course he found himself a really cute item, Lance of Pursuit, extra damage, extra slow, coming out, full Orb of Corrosion. So this type of like a poke damage from this Pangolier does really hurt a lot, especially on these two supports who can't really do much. XWY does have Haste Rune available.
Do they want to go is the question. Shiro holding a skill point. He's waiting for if he needs to use that reincarnation. Pretty typical of a Wraith King player. So things very quiet, and I think it all comes down to Aster maybe finding their timing, but they are going to smoke up. So let's see what they can do with this. Haste Rune and the 3 heroes that they got going top. It would require them to kill Shiro twice, but even taking the first reincarnation out of his hands for 200 seconds would be pretty okay.
Yeah, this is something that the panel talked about, a slightly lack of damage on Wraith King to bring him down, so they might need to take him out once, even if they can. Let's see the armlet toggle. Ooh, dies.
End up taking him out for the first time, and they're still now under the shroud of Moonlight Shadow.
That Orb of Corrosion damage actually kicking in and not allowing him to use armlet.
So he ends up dying, and now he's going into the Desolator for the Wraith King, and we'll see now Shiro how he's going to play, because he's playing across the river when he knows he's got the reincarnation. Now you don't have it for a little while, so...
Back to Triangle immediately. Yeah, he... It's a level 1 reincarnation, so we'll not have that for a full 3 minutes. We'll just farm the jungle until then.
There's the Battle Fury for Monet, so his farm's going to start to really peak as well.
Not the quickest Battle Fury, but still a decent timing considering what he was playing into. And his farm will ramp up now in the next couple of minutes.
Yeah, not a terrible timing because he also got full phase boots, wand, and Wraith Band. Wasn't like a brown boots Battle Fury or anything like that. So, haven't really talked about Zhang Yu. He's going for a BKB. He's got his armlet as well.
Pretty standard. He's the most farm hero in the game right now.
Ancient Seal, but Blink, Hoof Stomp, damage on a planet. They'll go to the Stampede. They're trying to get this Ember out of here. The Global Silence being used by White Smile. They don't have the damage to get the kill on the Ember, and the Stolen Swashbuckle from Boba got to get the kill on a planet.
Most importantly, Ember got out. Like that,
yeah.
He needed one extra tick, one extra hit from Marcy to be able to bring him down. This is going to be an issue. Marcy with the BKB and armlet plus a sidekick, that's going to be a ton of damage. The only one who can pretty much kill Marcy is going to be this Ursa.
And Ursa's not going in until the BKB's ready.
Yeah, he just wants to farm up. Like once Aster finishes off BKB on Ursa, BKB on Ember Spirit, they're going to be looking for a fight. Probably transition that into Roche because they know that PSG.LGD will probably not try to go inside the Roche pit. They do have like decent amount of damage. We'll definitely want to have Deso before they start doing that. Because with the Swashbuckle, with this Disarm, and also Sidekick from Marcy, you have enough lifesteal and sustain. This is a big kill.
Yeah, he doesn't have reincarnation for 70 seconds, so the damage isn't going to be enough. They looked like they were looking to commit. Wraithfire Blast on XXS, but they're able to run and get out of harm's way.
Again, not enough damage. Ember's not having a good time this game, so he's not joining these fights. He doesn't feel safe coming into it because he just might die and they get nothing out of it. Now Global Silence will be available in another 40 seconds. I think this opens up potentially the Roche for PSG.LGD. Get Deso down on Wraith King, have a Global Silence, and try to force it, steal it from Ursa.
Dagger Ristral dropped for Monet, and he's going to use that. By the way, we were talking about, you know, Centaur not going into this utility build of the pipe as well as the Guardian Greaves. Right now the mech's being built by Piku on this Mirana, so right now he only has the headdress, but he does have arcane boots.
Yeah, that's the key part. It's just the headdress.
It's going to be a while. Well, he still has the arcane boots. He's getting there.
Eventually we'll get there, but it's a bit of a slower one. We see it mostly built from the offlane nowadays, and then you have like 15-minute full Guardian Greaves.
Bobica also looking at
Oh
building a
man, some
Lotus Orb.
really good items. Brigand's Blade dropped for PSG.LGD. Usually Pango's the one who holds it, but I think this time around they're gonna leave it on Zhang Yu because it's the best item for Marcy.
Like Shadow Telekinesis throwing White Smile back up onto the high ground. Nothing to say with the Rolling Thunder, and they'll use the Stampede. They also lost the Murata, but ends up just being a trade for now.
Aster getting like they understand how to team fight, who they need to focus. They kill the Silencer, so he can't use Global, and rest of the team can easily fall back from the Rolling Thunder with the Stampede. Also, there was a gem pickup, so
yeah.
Why You Smile lost that gem. Centaur will send it back with the Courier to put it inside the base. That's one of the earlier, like we see a lot of early gems, but losing gem this early could be pretty big.
Yeah, that's very Entity style, right? Like we see Entity buy...
Yeah, Fishman, he doesn't care about items. He's like, you know, I bought some stats at the start of the game and I'm good to go. Like, I'll buy that gem as soon as possible.
Yeah, he usually gets like an 18-minute gem. That's something that I've been too aware of here in the Chinese region in terms of them getting early gems like that.
Yeah, and this is something that I mentioned. Deso done on a Raid King. Global Silence is available. PSG.LGD. They want to take this Roche. They want to force a fight.
Arrow flies across. BKB picked up here for XWY as well as the Marcio Zhang Yu. Got it in his inventory. So let's see if they're going to go to the Blink as well as the Hope Stomp. They don't have Stampede for another 23 seconds, but this Roche getting low. It's now or never, and they don't get the kill on Roche, but they will get the Sleight of Fist Searing Chains to disengage successfully.
Bobo can try to steal it
hands.
with the Swashbuckle, but not successful this time around. It will be Shiro holding that Aegis. So, Reincarnation, a little surprised that they decided to give it to Raid King. I mean, he deals a ton of damage, but if you have two heroes, like one holding the Aegis, the other one having Reincarnation, then it's basically 7 versus 5. So this Raid King cannot be focused in a fight. Like, we've seen them lack damage on Aster to be able to do so. Monet finished off his BKB. Same goes for XWY.
XXS will have his in 1,400 gold, so it'll be a triple BKB timing, potentially, for the side of Aster, but that's going to probably also be a fight that waits till after this Aegis is gone, right?
They might smoke, look for a fight. There's also a Moonlight Shadow available, so going for the pickoff, I wouldn't mind seeing that. Babuka, he does have a rebound. Arcane Supremacy is maxed out. I forgot about that spell, actually, when I was thinking, talking about the good spells that Ruby can steal. This is a banger one. Like, if you get this off in a fight 2 times, like, it's just the cast range is so good.
Also, he was doing it yesterday with the Shard, just throwing creeps.
We slip into shadow.
Blink Dagger, I believe that was for the Marcy, right?
Now Marcy's has 1,500 gold going into Basher next. First BKB usage.
And a rebound right onto Bobica. And with the dispose, well, now Bobica no longer has his own rebound. Top lane, PickyU, he's got the mech finish, so he'll be able to walk away. That just got delivered on him.
Pretty even game so far in terms of the net worth. It's been like steady 1k gold lead for either of the teams. Shiro on the top lane with his Skelly Bros. Won't push the tower, rest of the team is mid.
Going in with the Blink Dagger and the Rolling Thunder will turn around trying to catch up. Stampede used, but slowed down. Mystic Flare down on XXS. They'll get the kill. Onto the Centaur with the BKB popped here by XWY. Arrow should follow up on a Why You Smile, meaning he's going to go down to XWY and he'll run afterwards. But nothing to say, still moving forward with that Swashbuckle Shield Crash Diffusal Blade. So the inhibit is going to make this very difficult for PickyU to get out. He'll end up dying to Shiro.
Shiro was taking the top tower. They took the outpost as well. So now you can feel the power of this PSG.LGD's lineup with the Global Silence. There's still no BKB on this Centaur. It's considering how good of a start he had on a Centaur, he definitely has fallen off. And this might be just another tier 2 tower if PSG.LGD wants to commit. Bottom lane's pushed in, so someone needs to take care of that. And you can see Monet, he's sitting at 0-1-0. Like, he definitely doesn't feel fight ready yet. Now with the Blink Dagger, I think he might start to join some of these fights.
Yeah, so we'll see if they can get him involved successfully. Going for the Abyssal Blade. Maybe would like to have at least that Basher. But still, Shiro working with an Aegis. Like, this is tough fights for Aster to take. And, you know, with Shiro sitting here bottom, maybe they want to smoke and go and find something. But even that's not too easy for him.
Aster brings the whole squad to take that outpost. They're not messing around. Bobica also going into Lotus Orb to have some kind of a dispel, something that he can throw on Ursa, potentially dispel the global silence on himself. Later, when he gets the shard, then he can save people with the lift. Nothing to say, spinging it out.
Rolling Thunder, roll up right on top of XXS. Mystic Flare's there, and Planet's got another kill on XXS.
Damage from Marcy's nuts. Like, this Marcy's popping off. I'm really worried how they're going to be able to kill this Marcy. Because in terms of, like I already mentioned, that the Ursa needs to be the one. But once you go in with the BKB, have this global silence to follow things up, it's just way too difficult. Now Basher's already done. Like, Marcy becomes like an Ursa pretty much with the item build. It's the same item build. Blink, BKB. She has damage from Armlet, and once she picks up a Blink Dagger, and I see a Nullifier, which I really like, to be able to dispel things. So no Force Staffs, nothing will be cast, no Ghost Scepters, already prepping for potential saving items that could come out from Aster.
Aster just have not been able to do much of anything around the map for right now. XXS felt tanky early, but they've been able to rip through him, and maybe that's a bit of an itemization thing that's making him so vulnerable. No pipe or anything like that. Going Guardian Greaves on the Mirana instead of him, and you can see XXS, he doesn't survive long against these LGD's heroes.
No, Marcy just completely destroys him. He even has like a bit of an extra armor from that Dragon Scale, but it's not helping out. I did mention Lotus Orb. This is what he's going for. I think it's a lot of value from the item because you're playing into Wraith King with Deso, into Marcy, Pango. All of these heroes are physical damage-oriented core, so you want to have that, and also the Dispel mechanic is way too strong. So far, Aster managed to kill only one tower, but now Monet ready to go. Like, they want to take a fight. Monet level 18, BKB available, rest of the team smoked behind. Nothing to say. He's the only one who's showing on this bottom lane. Rest of the team in the jungle, playing off the map.
So it looks like this top tier one's going to fall for free, as they're going to go for a bottom tier one themselves. A little bit of a give and go. Aster were hoping somebody would come to defend, and maybe they would get someone to defend if they were going to push the top tier too, but doesn't look like Monet's going to go for that.
We haven't seen a full team fight, I think, throughout this whole game. There were a couple of skirmishes here and there, a couple of pickoffs, but that's about it.
2K lead for LGD, and there's that Basher for Monet. That'll be flying out. Still gonna finish the Abyssal Blade. Is that something that you want to see here from Monet, or would you rather him audible into something else?
No, Abyssal Blade's fine.
Ancient Seal, rebound, XXS just dies so fast. XWY's on the backline trying to go for these supports. Global Silence comes out, post BKB, so he's forced to TP away while Bobica is killed off by nothing to say. These two supports survive, Shiro there to protect him, and well, Aster again get nothing out of this.
We did praise Marcy. Zhang Yu pretty much having a perfect game so far. With the Basher, he goes in, destroys this Centaur. Like, he immediately disappears. I don't think even if he has something like a plate mail, it feels like he needs to have Lotus plus maybe Heaven's Halberd to have some mischance, more tankiness, and the disarm to be able to fight into these heroes.
Right.
But yeah, he's fallen off. He's fallen off real hard on this Centaur.
From what was an amazing lane for him to now nothing in the mid game. And Aster haven't exactly shown anything yet in the mid game. XWY uses that BKB. Global Silence comes out afterwards. He's just forced to TP away. Monet never really had a chance to open up with his claws, and they haven't gotten many kills.
Haven't been involved in a single kill almost 30 minutes into the game on this Ursa. You know, things are slightly rough when you see the score. Gem now on a Centaur that they stole from Why You Smile a long time ago.
See how much the gem helps him out. Shiro, arrow, Armlet toggling, but there goes the first life. So that'd be down for 2 minutes. Can they stay on him? No, Shiro's going to turn this around with the BKB, but the BKB in time from Monet. So a life and a BKB from both.
This is level 2 reincarnation on Wraith King. Would definitely love if it's level 3, only 60 second cooldown. Items are starting to add up on PSG.LGD. You have this Pangolier who finished off his Eon disc. He actually assembled it, so does not want to risk anything, especially hero like Ursa, where you like the damage is very explosive. You die in a second, so if you misclick it, if you don't click it fast enough, then you just might die. Oh yeah, give it that ulti. Skyrat Mage farming creeps with Mystic Flare. We haven't seen Mystic Flare being used in a long time.
Just throwing it down. Why not? Get some farm. He's got that extra cast range now with the Psychic Headband that he picked up just a moment ago. Can stay safe while farming creeps with it.
40 seconds until the next Rosh. This is going to be big. Whoever takes this is going to be controlling the game for the next 4 or 5 minutes. Raid King will have his reincarnation available. Not at the exact Roshan spawn timer, but he'll have it. And then, is there anything big coming out on Aster? This Ursa, he definitely would want to pick up this second Rosh so that he has Earthshock upgrade from the shard. So it gives him that enrage, gives him a much more sustainability in a fight. Dire, they're using the scan. They know exactly where someone, at least from PSG.LGD, is.
Scan came out from both teams, both landing. They get a ward down to the high ground. Nothing to say, he's over there, but he'll go to the roll-up. Now he's going to the Rolling Thunder. XXS was bounced to the low ground near the side of LGD. Global Silence is going to come out afterwards. Monet, he's got his hands on a Waiyu Smile, but it's not going to be enough damage, though. Trying to find the kill on XXS. Monet's still trying to do anything, but he's being bashed up here. Mystic Flares dropped down, but the BKB swung enough for him to avoid the damage to get the kill on a planet. But now over on the side, XWY, he's been caught, disposed of, and killed off. Nothing to say, gets the kill there. The hoof stomp, the double edge. He'll take the first life out of the hands of Shiro. And now Shiro, can he jump for anything more? Nothing to say, gets the kill in a Bobica while that's going on. So 2 heroes dead on the side of Aster while Roche has just
this
respawned.
Is also a gem.
XXS, hoof stomp. And has the blink. He'll also give the gem over to the courier.
That
just
was
in
nice
case.
and done. Yeah, good play from XXS there, understanding that he might die. But Ursa focusing on Silencer in this fight. Using a BKB to try to get a kill early on. The rest of the team is there. Then he realized, I think he mid-team fight, he realized that there's still no reincarnation available on Raid King, so starts hitting him instead. Maybe they can bring him down, but again, just not enough damage. Also holding the Elven Tunic, nothing to say. Breaking the smoke. Both teams having the Observer there on the high ground with the Vision. And you see the 4-staff Glimmer Cape keeping him alive. Monet's out of position here already, so kind of rough one. Like, you know that fight is over once Ursa used that BKB and the Enrage. Can't really come back into the fight. The next XWY got focused down by the rest of them, and now we can see the power of this PSG.LGD's lineup. All 3 cores, very farmed. Raid King about to hit level 20. Swashbuckle talent from Pango on level 20. Marcy about to hit level 18. So only 60-second cooldown on this reincarnation, and also Unleash, so they can fight every minute pretty much.
Yeah, this is constant output from LGD, and unfortunately Aster not realizing that Shiro didn't have that reincarnation ready until it came up as he was jumping the high ground.
Yeah,
so
it was like 5-6 seconds, but they're still not able to kill him that quickly. And now you see Ursa, he would definitely love to have that shard, queues one up for himself. It's a bit of a sad moment, you know, sad bear. Also, Monet couldn't get anything done in terms of other than farming this game. 0-1 and 0 on your carry. You hate to see it.
Maybe with this Abyssal Blade they could get something done, but not looking all too likely.
And also, if they focus Silencer in a fight, and he does have a buyback, he does have one right now, might invest into a gem because he already bought one. They lost it relatively early on. But this is one of the better heroes to buy back with as a position 5.
Zhang Yu, he's forward, hoof stomp. Do they have the damage? Shiro's going to come in, the Mystic Flare is down, they go to the Global Silence. The damage on XXS is going to be a lot, but not enough to get the kill just yet. Rolling Thunder bounces XWY into the air, he's still silenced up. Can he run out of this one? Wraithfire Blast, and that's going to be stolen, but they can't save this Ember. They still get the kill there onto the Marcy, though, so it ends up being a 1-for-1. However, losing XWY again is just making his game much slower.
Yeah, first death of Marcy this game. Like, she brings a lot of gold. How much did he get? 540 for XWY. He did die in the end. but not too bad of a trade. If they can like get a trade where the trades are even, and PSG.LGD is holding this Aegis for almost full 3 minutes, I think they're fine with these type of trades. Ooh, full nullifier done on Raid King now.
Lotus Orb finally finished there for the Centaur as he disassembled the Vanguard. So that no longer on him. He's now got this Lotus Orb. He's going into the heart, or double heart next from what he's got queued up.
Yeah, make it triple. Get another one.
Why not? Ooh, Rubik silenced and gonna be killed off by Shiro. He's now got 6 charges on that Desolator. Has that nullifier, and well, honestly, with that Aegis, it just feels like Shiro could do whatever he wants for the next 2 minutes. Not too sure where Aster kind of find their opening. They're still hoping that Monet can carry the game. He's kept up in farm, so it's not like he's not right there with him, but the rest of the team is
they just
not feeling that good.
They just couldn't find the right targets in a fight. All 3 cores on PSG.LGD, very tanky, but now like the damage from Monet is gonna amp up. Raid King, it's that level 25, 20 talent, 25% cleave, so his farming is much better. He also did pick up the shard from Roche, so doesn't have to care too much about his mana.
Ooh.
BKB, all right.
That is just off a swashbuckle, and BKB immediately. That being down for 80 seconds, I think LGD, you just forced the high ground at this point. He's just still in the hands of Shiro. He's got 3 lives to work with. Overwhelming Blink, that's into the back lines. Moonlight Shadow's also going to be pushed as they get the first life. But can they get it again? Arrow on the Reincarnate, so they've got some control. Arcane Curse doing some damage. Shiro forced staff back, but they just don't want to commit too far.
They got the tower.
Oh.
Shiro, oh
Okay.
my god, that lifesteal with the sidekick.
1 hit, and he was back to like full health.
He's still thinking about it. Like, he wants to go in, Reincarnation in 30 seconds, Aegis in 20. So, Aegis will run out earlier.
Blink, Wraith Fire Blast, and a dead PQ Mirana. Overwhelming Blink, that hits all 4 heroes, and now they're gonna go after Shiro. They'll have Monet jump in, but the Nullifier's gonna be on him. The Sun's gonna be out on XXS. They've got PQ going, well, not doing anything because he's dead. It's actually Zhang Yu who gets the kill there on XXS. They'll rebound out. Aegis is gonna expire, and now they've got Reincarnate.
You can see Shiro, that the Reincarnation was on cooldown for a couple of seconds and popped the BKB. So Reincarnation back online. 2 heroes dead. No buyback on Centaur, no buyback on Mirana. They have enough damage to take down these barracks. 2 catapults, focusing on the range one. Do the spin, hell yeah.
Just waiting for the glyph to be gone, and there go the racks.
Pretty clean. PSG.LGD climbs the high ground, loses nothing other than Aegis, 1 Reincarnation, and now there's going to be another set of items. Nothing to say. Overwhelming Blink plus a shield crash. He does have this Eon Disc, which was procced only 1 time, but he feels very comfortable just jumping in because he does have a shard, has a global silence to follow things up if he feels threatened. That Eon Disc that we mentioned, and now AC about to be done, Raid King. So a lot of items, a lot of tankiness on their side. That seems like Aster, they don't have the answer for it. Timeless
Yeah, all
Relic.
they have is Monet, and he's not able to really output enough damage.
We didn't talk about Planet too much. He's been staying away from the fights, like keeping the distance, using the concussive shot, and trying to bait some BKBs with the Ancient Seal. Now going into Hex, so having Hex plus Timeless Relic, and also his abilities, like this neutral item just feels very strong on certain heroes.
Lincoln's for Monet, by the way. Defensive, we'll see if that works out for him. He wants to get an MKB and a shard, but still just trying to farm 40 straight minutes, basically. Really hasn't done much of anything, but they're going to 5-man smoke, so can they find anyone? If they go into the triangle now, maybe they get Why You Smile and Planet, but Zhang Yu and Shiro are here, right by their side, and they'll end up going into the jungle instead. Ooh, Shiro. Spotted, Blink, Host on, Nullifire, immediately on XXS. They've got the Dispose, but the Lotus Orb is in. They go to the Arrow. That's going to land. They've got the first kill on a Shiro, but the Rolling Thunder coming up for nothing to say. Monet needs to run. He's just dead.
No buyback.
No buyback, and down goes Bobica. GG immediately. They are out.
It's one of those games where you feel like it's slowly getting out of control, that you can't kill any of their cores. They try to kill Shiro multiple times, his reincarnation.